Welcome to my first video tutorial to help you with your extended projects. First of all, to start this process for this video, you need to know where to pick up other videos that will help you out during an extended project. Obviously there aren't any at the minute because I'm going to be making a few as we go along. But down the bottom you will find a tab called Video Skills Tutorials, and they will be there to enable you to learn several of the skills you need. Today we're going to use Google Drive and some Google Apps in order to plan our dissertation or report, whether you're an artifact student or you're just doing straightforward report dissertation. So you've got to show evidence that you have planned your report and also that you've developed your plan as well. So you'll need to show changes over time, and this can be reflected in your diary or as separate documents that you hand in along with your paperwork for extended project. So the first thing you have to do is log into Moodle. And then over on the left here you'll see the Google Apps, and you go down to Google Drive and just click on there. Now your drive may be empty, it depends how much you use it, but this is your college drive. This is different from your Google Drive that you can get for free, because this has an educational link. That means that you get apps that are not available to people outside of education. So then, this is where your files are going to end up here, and you can create folders to organize your work here. So if you want to, say, make an extended project folder, EPQ project like this, you click on here, click on folder, and then you can create your own extended project folder. Okay then, once you've done that, we're going to get on with our first tutorial, and that is we're going to look at a Google app called Coggle, and this is going to be used to make a diagram for you, like a spider diagram, to plan out your report. So click on Create, and you'll notice here that you might have the standard apps down here for documents, presentation and spreadsheets. I've got a few more that I've used. So basically you can connect to a whole lot more. So the first thing you need to do is go to the bottom here where it says connect to more apps and click on that. That will bring up a new dialog box which has a lot of apps that you can search for and use. Some of them are educational. If you want to just look at the educational ones, drop down the All menu here and then just click on Educational. There's all sorts of things that you might find useful, and I'm going to deal with a few of them in videos in the future. So we're going to look at one called Coggle. So just type Coggle into the search bar there, and then you'll see that it brings up not only Coggle but other mind mapping software. You can use whatever suits you really, but I'm going to show you Coggle today. So you just need to connect the app. So just say yes to this. It's going to make all these type files the common default files for this application, so click OK. Okay. So once you've done that, we're going to open up Coggle. You notice it's turned up here, and basically click on Coggle. Now you may get a dialog box that comes up, and the dialog box may say that Coggle wants access to your email and other parts of your system. Just click OK with that, because that's fine, because all the systems belong to the college anyway on your educational Google account. So this is a simple system here. You can see the center of the diagram is here, and we could write in here something like planning. Oops, just let me delete that. planning the report or dissertation, whatever you want to call it. So planning the report there. All the shortcuts and tools are detailed on the left hand side, and if you're familiar with them you can just close them down to give you more space and open them again just by clicking on that arrow there. So the first thing we're going to do is you've got to work out your initial title. You've got to show evidence you've got initial title. So I'm going to click, if you hover over this middle grey area and then click on one of the crosses, you get a new box open up, and you can manipulate that by moving it around just by dragging and dropping a normal way by holding the left hand mouse down and using the hand to move it. So in here you can click into the box and you can put something like title there. Now we want an initial title, so basically you can click on the end there instead of here because that will put more branches there. And we're just going to call this one your initial, so initial title. You could just put initial, it doesn't really matter because it's linked with title, so it should be the same thing. And there you can put down your idea for your initial title, and I'm just going to put it in here, and I'm going to put does MMR vaccine cause autism? Question mark. Now that's going to be the working title. Again, if you want to make it a bit more presentable, you can drag this around so it gives you room for your next title. So your next title could be, you could develop it further when you discuss it with your supervisor or subject expert, and you could come up with, say, a working title. But that could come later. But that shows you how over time you could develop your title. So the next thing we're going to do then is all documents have an introduction. We want to plan that in. You can either have an introduction or a abstract. That will be discussed with you in a lesson, the difference between the two. So we can put introduction, and each document has a conclusion. Okay. So on this side we've got the basic structure, and then we can put the detail in, but we don't have to stick to that side. We're going to move over to this side and we're going to plan out the rest of the document. So I'm planning to have about 4 sections in my report. They're not going to be called sections in the report, they're going to be given sort of themes and titles, but this is early days yet, so we're just developing some ideas to give our report some structure. Okay, so we got basically 4 sections of our report there that we're going to put in. Now this is a timely manner to look at, well, what happens if we want to reorder these? So we start off putting, we want the argument in section 2 goes there initially, but we want to swap them around. You can easily just move them around and rename them, and that will change around any branches that are with them, so it's quite easy to manipulate this diagram. Also, if you want to change the colours that are linked to here, it's very trivial, but if you hold you click the right mouse on, if you click the left mouse button on any of the colours there, you can pick the colour that the actual branch is going to be at. So you just pick one of those, click it, and that comes up. Now on one of the crosses, if you click on a cross, normally that will come up. okay, and you'll get more branches there. Okay, just let me, so to delete them, so we've made 2 extra branches that we don't want by mistake. What you do is you go up to one of the branches, the cross there, and you right click on the branch cross, and then you can do a whole load of things with it. You can experiment what they do. You can zoom in, make the text bigger, or do different things, but I'm just going to press the cross here to get rid of it. And the same with the one I accidentally made down here. Oh, made another one, so I'll just delete that out completely. So you can sort of manipulate any of the branches you want. You can also use the key shortcuts on here to do exactly the same thing, zooming the image or deleting branches. Okay then, so we've got the basic layout of our document, and we want to go into so many sections, but really we want to start to throw down some initial ideas for arguments. So let's say that this is our first idea of the basic structure that we want for our report. So what we're going to do is we're going to download that. So go up to the top right hand corner and the down arrow there. We're going to pick PDF. You can, if you want to put it in a diary or something, click on the image and that will make a PNG image. But here I'm just going to create a PDF, and that will, after a time, you can see it's whirling around here, create a PDF document of what you've done so far. You can name that. You can see down here it's got planning report. Here you can open that up, and then you can use the save button down here to save it to your area and rename it if you want. So I could call this initial report plan. Yeah, and then I can save that in my the area that I put out for EPQ. I'm just going to I'll just save it there for the time being, and that's PDF. That's totally a document you can print out. So you've got to show development over the time. So once you get into your planning, you decide that you've come up with some ideas for the section. So we're going to add some ideas for the section. So the first argument we're going to go is the press's coverage of MMR. Okay, so the first section we're going to look at how the press reported the MMR. That was in section 1. So section 2, we've got a general idea that MMR causes autism. So we're just going to construct some arguments around the fact that MMR has been purported at one time to cause autism. And then we're going to, maybe in this section, look at the scientific evidence for MMR. Okay, so and then we're going to finish off with something like the implications of in fact of the MMR scandal. Okay, so again, that may be another idea, and at this time we could have thought to ourselves, okay, we've got a better title than we first started. and we could write in a more refined title there. I can't think of one at this time, so I'm just going to does shows my lack of imagination. So basically you can write that, and I've just done that to illustrate that you can actually work on your report and develop it. So that could have been your first title, that could be your second one, and you can develop it. You could turn this one into an abstract. You could put down sub-ideas for how you're going to construct your argument or your main arguments from your conclusion. So once you've written your document, you could put down any form of you could put an argument down there, and we're going to write out the specific arguments. You could sort of construct here your main arguments for and against, and then your evidence-based conclusion. So I'm just showing you how you can add to this. You can even add to some of these branches here to put down sub-ideas to go along with your initial argument or your initial section there. So if you keep taking, as you develop your plan, over time you can keep taking snapshots of this by clicking on the save document to PDF. And once you save them, you can save them as report plan 2 maybe. And you could keep saving these, or you could even put the date on them if you're going to be so basically you get a copy of all your working plans as you go along, and then you can compare them together. Okay, so you can compare them and show them as evidence of your plan developing over time. Okay, so that then is Coggle, and that's how you use it to develop your plan, and I want you to have a go at using that. That's not the only tool you can use. There are many other tools under Google Apps that you can use to actually produce a plan for your report, but that's just one of them. Okay then, now in subsequent videos we're going to look at things like planning your complete project. That's what we're going to do in the next video. So we're going to download another app for that. But should you want to try out more educational apps for yourself so that you can use them, it's quite straightforward. It's being a bit slow at the moment. Remember just to click on educational here, and it should, and you should get all the educational apps. It's still thinking about it. There you go. And there are many, many different apps that may be of use to you for planning your project or helping you write it. Okay? Now, if you want to get rid of any of your apps that are in your app tray there, then basically you use this cog over to the right here. You can go down to manage apps, and there you can use options, and if I wanted to get rid of Coggle, I can just disconnect the app from there. Okay, I'm going to disconnect it for now, click on OK, and you can see in a minute it's gone. Okay, and then you can simply reconnect to it if you want to use it again. Okay then, so that is how you use Coggle for planning your report.